Hey folks, Jonathan here. Back working on the 1000 series Perkins. Got my shutoff switch in and got my filter in, and got the fuel line that is missing. So we're going to go ahead and get this bracket straightened back out where it's bent and get that filter unbolted, get this one on, and get this line on it. And then we still got a bolt starter on. I actually had to go buy bolts. It's pretty crazy, you know, I don't keep no metric bolts here. And these two bolts, one in each pack, cost me $5.33, and that's just crazy. And that was with my discount at advance. I don't think it took anything off, but anyway, but that's sort of just highway robbery. And we're gonna have to find a fitting that'll go into here for our fuel line, but we'll come up with something and go ahead and get her where we can try to get it started anyway. Alright, I'll show you more when we get her. I was back here looking for a fuel line in the back, trying to come up with something to hook up to that fuel pump. This is an old engine. It was actually through a rod. It was blown up, but and that distributor cap don't go with it. It's a diesel. But I got to looking this out of a Ford backhoe, and right there is my fuel filter housing that I needed. It's always a little bit too late, ain't it? I guess they're all the same. They just plug off what they don't need. But if this one here would have worked, but good thing the other one wasn't expensive. All right, we'll see if I can borrow one of these lines off here, and hopefully it'll work for a fuel line. Okay folks, I've got everything hooked up. I've got our fuel shutoff hooked up, got it hooked up to the battery, and I've primed it by hand. I got it full, had it coming out the overflow. I cracked the lines on the injector pump, got the fuel to come out of there. Now the lines are cracked up here, and I'm going to see if I can get some fuel to come out of the injector lines up at the injectors. And if we can get it out of there, it should be primed up to start. But I don't have the best battery in the world, just a little battery here, and I'm just jumping it off my truck, and hopefully it'll be enough to take off. But I've got to, like I said, I've got to get fuel up here first. Should start seeing some bubbles and fuel come out from around the line here once we get it up there. I just don't want to, if you run the battery too low, you start getting the starter hot. Okay, we're having a pretty hard time getting the fuel up to it. I've got it up to this one, and it's barely starting on this one. And the other two, nothing yet. But like I said, I've got a crappy battery there. I might have to go steal one out of something else and hook it up. Maybe we can get it. We'll keep at it. Okay, we finally got all four of them shooting fuel, and we're going to see if it'll start. It blew a little bit of smoke, but I'm not a believer in starting fluid. So you know, we'll see how this turns out. Get you set up here. All right. Alright, we're going to try to get some throttle to it at the same time. It's going to be kind of a pain working by myself. some of that burning your eyes smoke there, and it's trying to walk on my board, so I'm going to try to get set up a little bit better here. It shut itself off too, and yeah, it moved far enough to pull the wire loose from the battery, so I know why now. Alright, let's see if we can get it set up a little bit better and try it again. Okay, she's not getting any better. I tell you what, I think there's more than one problem, but it sure burn your eyes. I know that. It's a lot of fuel smoke coming out. I don't know how much other smoke's mixed in with it, oil or whatever, but you know, the way it's burning, the way it's flooding, the way it's running, it's definitely flooding out. Don't seem to have a lot of, you know, blow by or anything, so I don't think that's an issue. I don't think it's rings or, you know, that we got a ring problem. I think we've got an injector problem, and I thought he said he had used injectors in it, but it didn't look like they had been changed anytime recent at all, so before we cleaned it up. So I think the first thing I do, I'm not sure what the price is for buying injectors for this, but I mean, I know I can go have them built. You know, it used to be $25 a piece. I don't know what it is now. I'm sure it's probably higher than that, because it's been a few years since I had any of them done. You know, another thing that you would watch on something like this, if it was flooding like that real bad, would be, you know, your return line, if it was plugged up. But we know it's not plugged up because we've got it over going right into the can. So it's definitely not doing it from that. And but I'm going to stay, my guess is injectors, but there may be other issues with the pump too. But I think we're going to start with the injectors and go from there. But definitely shooting too much fuel to it. I wouldn't be doubted if one of them injectors ain't missing the tip off of it or burn off. So we'll know more when we get them out. All right, show you more. Okay, I actually called the buddy of mine that I'd gotten this from, and we talked for a little bit, and this thing's actually doing exactly what he said it was doing, but usually it would do it after it ran just a little bit. I don't want to junk it, so we're going to figure something out on it one way or the other, and when I figure it out, I'll let everybody know. All right, bye.